Today on About the Music, I'm highlighting the singer, songwriter, icon, and living legend, Sade Adu. There are a handful of artists who have multi-generational appeal. There's something about their sound that connects across generations. Earth, Wind & Fire is an example of this. The Isley Brothers is another example. But those bands still belong to our parents. Sade has a multi-generational appeal and has managed to become a music staple for all ages with a career spanning 4 decades. But why is she so popular? Sade was born Helen Sade Adu on the 16th of January in 1959 in Ibadan, Nigeria. Her father, Adobisi Adu, was a Nigerian economics professor, and her mother, Anne Hayes, was an English nurse.
I was born in Nigeria, in somewhere called Ibadan, and my name is my true Nigerian name, or the true Nigerian pronunciation, as close as I can get to it, is Bola Sade, which means crown in glory, and it was abbreviated. I could have been actually called Bola, which is like a prefix, which is like quite a common prefix, in fact, or I could have, or I could have been called Sade, and I was called Sade. Sade, really. But in England, everybody goes Sade. In America, people tend to go Sade.
When her parents separated, she relocated to Essex, England with her mother at the age of 4. Sade would go on to study fashion and design in college and would work as a model and menswear designer after graduation. So yes, that's right. Her style is no happenstance. She actually gets it, which is why her style is so effortless and timeless. Makes sense. Being a Grammy award-winning music icon was never in the plans for Sade. She got into music when she agreed to help her friend's band by filling in temporarily as their lead singer. This would snowball her into her own band with Stuart Matthewman, who played the sax, keyboardist Andrew Hale, and bassist Paul Spencer Denman. Their band would be known as Sade.
I wanted to get into your individual roles, what else you do as far as the writing and the composing, and there's just a lot that goes into being a band, and you are a band that have been together for the entire span of Sade, and even the couple years that it was Pride before Sade. So you guys are super tight. I just wanted to talk about your individual contributions.
It's interesting. We all kind of have roles in the band and things that we do, but because each song is approached and starts and finishes in a completely different way. Andrew may be doing bits of guitar sounds on a keyboard. I might do bits of keyboard things. We all kind of program. Sade kind of programs through us. She'll kind of do keyboards and work Pro Tools a bit.
Sade's sound wasn't easily categorized. What was their sound? Was it soul? Was it funk or jazz? Was it Afro-Cuban? Maybe it was all of those at times. I don't think Sade aimed to make music that belonged to a certain genre. They just made good music. Diamond Life, Sade's debut album, was released in 1984 and would earn them a Grammy for Best New Artist. This album would give us the classic Smooth Operator, Your Love is King, and Hang On to Your Love. Sade wrote Your Love is King and Smooth Operator for the band's demo. Initially, everyone pushed for her to come to the US and work with Quincy Jones, but she took the deal that allowed her to stay true to herself as an artist, and I'm glad she did. She wasn't interested in having her music mixed for commercial success. Sade was different, and she intended to stay that way despite the pressures around her. She would go on to release almost back-to-back albums. In 1985, we got her second album, Promise, which gave us the classics Is It a Crime and The Sweetest Taboo, which sat at the top of the pop charts for 6 months. This definitely wasn't a pop album, but like I said earlier, Sade's sound was hard to categorize. In 1988, the band released their third album, Stronger Than Pride, and if there's a song I'm going to listen to every time I'm in the mood for Sade, it's Love is Stronger Than Pride. That's my jam. I just want to stress too that this song was released in 1988. But when you listen to Love is Stronger Than Pride in 2024, it sounds current. That's just how good it is. Also, fun fact, in 1986, Sade tried her hand at acting alongside David Bowie in the movie Absolute Beginner.
Just in time, Stud. Feast your eyes on a vision. Beanie Duncannon. Pretty little thing. She held all the magic that's so hard to believe. Never too far away. It's hard to conceive. Now I thought she'd have to go. Now I thought she'd leave. It came like a killer blow.
In 1992, Sade gave us Love Deluxe. The music, in my opinion, just got better with each album. No Ordinary Love from this album would win the band another Grammy. Love Deluxe had some of the classics everyone knows and loves, like No Ordinary Love, of course, Kiss of Life, Like a Tattoo, and Cherish the Day.
You only can rescue me. This is my friend.
Sade would tour after the release of each album, and there's truly nothing like a Sade concert. Everywhere you look, people are just kind of like hugged up and singing along and smiling and just enjoying the songs. There's no doubt in my mind that when Sade tours, engagement ring sales increase because the concerts just put you in a truly lovely place. After Love Deluxe, Sade would take a 7-year break. She's known for saying she only makes music if she feels she has something to say, and it's important to live between albums.
Obviously, I think a lot of people are frightened that if they go away, if they disappear for a while, everything will crumble. They'll come back and there's no place for them. Being away was good for us all, because it gives you a chance to realise why you're doing what you do and actually want to do what you do, not just do it because you're already there and you're on the roll. I draw when I write songs is from my life and what I see and what I hear. Maybe that's why there's such a huge amount of time elapses each time when we come to make an album.
During this break, she became a mother, and her bandmates would make music as Sweetback.
Don't know where to go. Production is low. Have life of a star contained in a jar.
And yes, that's Emile LaRue. I probably need to do a video on her because she was a moment. But although Emile LaRue is a talent in her own right, no one sounds as perfect with this band as Sade. In 2000, the band would reunite to create Lovers Rock, which earned a Grammy for Best Pop Album. The Lovers Live tour was incredible. I have the DVD, but you really just had to be there. And to think Sade prefers the studio over the stage. So another fun fact. During Sade's earlier tours, she would basically stand in the same spot while performing. She said this was because she felt rooted to the spot, because she was afraid that she would look ridiculous if she moved. Sounds an awful lot like stage fright.
I've become more comfortable. Before, every time I went on stage, I was just trying to avert a disaster. And now, when I go on stage, I have the anticipation, excitement, and a bit of fear, but somehow just enough to not overwhelm me.
During the Lovers Live tour, she would have moments, though, when she would actually cut loose and dance. and that just made the tour all the more extraordinary. The Lovers Rock album would give us the classics By Your Side, Somebody Already Broke My Heart, King of Sorrow, and of course Lovers Rock.
We call the album Lovers Rock. Traditionally, me and Stuart have often started songs on just guitar and vocal. And when I was younger, I'd listened to lovers rock music, which is a sort of soft, sweet kind of reggae. Oftentimes, he'll put a little reggae beat in, just the guitar, and I'll sing along, kind of in a lovers rock style. When I hear a beat like that, I feel lifted up and inspired. And also, because I'm not a lovers rock singer, I can sort of go somewhere else. I can go and become someone for a few minutes that I'm not, and sing in a way that I wouldn't necessarily naturally sing.
In 2010, Sade released Soldier of Love, which would win yet another Grammy. And The Moon in the Sky is my fave from this album. Love it. Love it. Soldier of Love had a slightly different sound, and to be honest, each of Sade's albums is slightly different sonically, but always in a way that stays true to Sade. Nothing is ever overly experimental or rushed. Sade has been sampled over 500 times by artists like MF Doom, LL Cool J, Snoop Dogg, Nipsey Hussle, Alicia Keys, Dave East, Drake, Mobb Deep, and many others. And although Sade's last album was released in 2010, she has a fan base spanning across decades who eagerly await another album. I think part of Sade's success and longevity is her uniqueness. No one sounds like her. Even her speaking voice is unique and memorable. Her style is unique. She always gives her fans exactly what they expect. There's never any gimmicks with Sade. She never follows trends, and she's never trying to make a trend. She's just making good music with lyrics that connect to your heart. So anyone who's experienced love or heartbreak can connect to Sade's music. Heck, even before I even had my first love, I would listen to the best of Sade and understand the feelings being conveyed in the songs. I also think the fact that she can't be categorized has worked in her favor. So her music never falls in and out of popularity with the trends that different genres go through. She is kind of like her own genre in a way, so you can only experience her sound through her. That is definitely working in her favor. You know, I remember working at the music counter in Circuit City, and just this one day, this old dude comes up to purchase an Ashanti album. And he says Ashanti reminds him of Sade because they're similar vocally. And before my mind could even construct a tactful response, I said, "Sir, I think you're old enough to know better." Like, seriously, you will not walk up in a music store saying such preposterous things. You can't, there's really not another artist you can compare her to. I don't know where his mind was, having the audacity to compare Ashanti to Sade. It's mind-blowing. But anyway, what are your favorite Sade songs? Mine change with my mood, but my go-tos are Lovers Rock, Love is Stronger Than Pride, Cherish the Day, The Moon in the Sky, No Ordinary Love, Nothing Can Compare. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Prince. Nothing Can Come Between Us, and Like a Tattoo. If you enjoyed this video, gently tap that like button like a smooth operator, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Or makeup only when you have to.
Oh no, I'm the sort of person who put makeup on. If my house was on fire, I'd quickly put a bit of makeup on. I'd be like, I wouldn't leave. I'd stay in the inferno until I was fully made up. And when they say in the hotel, damp the towel and put it over your head and crawl, I'd wrap mine around like Elizabeth Taylor before I left. No, I'm not the naked face type, really.